All right, let's talk about how to protect your peace. We're going to break down some simple but really powerful ways you can handle those draining people in your life. And the best part, you can do it all without some big dramatic confrontation. This is all about quiet growth and taking your control back. You know the feeling, right? Just feeling completely exhausted by certain relationships. It's like you're always walking on eggshells, or you're getting pulled into these arguments you never even wanted to have in the first place. It just wears you down. So let's be clear about what we mean by toxic people, at least for our conversation today. We're talking about individuals who literally feed on emotional reactions. Their goal isn't to solve a problem, it's to get control. And they get that control the second you give them the anger or frustration they're looking for. You have to understand, this is a game. It's all about control. They poke and they prod because your reaction, whether you get angry, sad, or just frustrated, that's their prize. It proves to them that they have power over how you feel. So you've really got two ways to go here. Path number one, you react, you get emotional, the fight gets bigger, and they stay in control. Or path number two, you change your own response, you stop reacting, and just like that, the drama fizzles out and all that control comes right back to you.
See, this isn't about winning an argument out loud. It's about winning quietly, inside yourself. It's this subtle shift that changes the entire dynamic, and you never even have to raise your voice.
This right here is the key to the whole thing. Your emotional reaction is the fuel they need. You take away the fuel and their fire just goes out. They have nothing left to work with. Their power over you completely vanishes. Okay, so how do we actually do this? The very first step is learning to master your own reactions. This is where you grab the steering wheel and take back control by managing what you put out there. Here's a really simple technique you can use. The next time you feel triggered, your gut will scream, "Respond now!" But don't. First, just pause. Then, take a breath. And finally, just stay silent. You've got to realize that silence is a response, and wow, is it a powerful one. It tells them you're not playing their game, and that just starves them of the reaction they so desperately need. And please, burn this into your brain. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your own peace. It's your right. The moment you start explaining yourself, you're just handing them more ammunition to argue with, so don't do it. Now, if you have to say something, keep it short, firm, and totally neutral. These phrases here are game changers. They're polite, but they're also dead ends. There's no room to argue. "I'm not discussing this" is a brick wall, and it's a beautiful thing. Think of it like this. You're just deciding to become emotionally unavailable for chaos. It doesn't make you a cold person, it just means you value your own peace more than their drama. Remember, no emotion equals no fuel. Their fire can't burn without it. So, mastering your internal reactions is half the battle. Now let's talk about the other half, building those strong external boundaries to protect your personal space. You know, you don't need a big, dramatic speech to set a boundary. Actually, long speeches usually backfire. Your actions, like physically leaving a conversation or not replying to a baiting text, that's what speaks the loudest. That's what really sets the limit. And this brings us to a super simple formula to remember. You enforce your boundaries with silence, not with big explanations. And you do it consistently, every single time. That combination builds an unbreakable wall that eventually they'll just learn not to run into. And this idea goes way beyond just setting boundaries. It's about protecting your goals, your dreams, your progress. When you stop announcing every move you're gonna make, you take away their opportunity to plant those little seeds of doubt. Your growth becomes your own private victory. And that leads us to the final and honestly the most powerful strategy of all. This isn't just about managing bad interactions, it's about outgrowing them entirely.
Look, toxic people love it when you need their approval. It's a lever they can pull to control you. But the second you stop looking for validation from them, or from anyone really, and you start validating yourself, you just took away one of their biggest weapons. Your worth is not up for discussion. Period.
Think about the difference here. A reactive person is like a little boat getting tossed around in someone else's storm. But a consistent person, they're the lighthouse, stable, calm, and totally unmoved by the chaos. When you're the lighthouse, the drama just breaks against you. It can't pull you in. Now, here's the truth that might feel a little weird at first. Don't fight them. When you engage in their fight, you're playing their game, on their turf, by their rules. You're just not going to win that way.
Instead of fighting, you outgrow them. You focus so much on your own goals, your own joy, your own peace, that their little games just start to look irrelevant. They're still playing checkers while you've moved on to a whole different league. Their drama literally can't reach you anymore.
In the end, everything we've talked about comes down to this one simple truth. Your peace isn't just a lack of noise. It's an active source of strength. It is your power, and you get to decide who has access to it.
So the only question left is, who are you giving your power to today? By choosing silence, by setting boundaries, and by focusing on your own quiet growth, you make sure that the answer is always, always yourself.